take two. Man, hoping this is better now. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's... so as you know or don't know, I watch this as I'm recording it as well. So I have, on my phones, I have the, on this computer I have the Facebook going and I have YouTube going over here. And I really just want to make sure that they work. And so if they're not going to work, then I have to reboot. So let's try this again. Maria says, maybe I should go to bed. No. Georgine is here. I'm trying to get this to load on you. There we go. All right. Whew. Rebecca says, sounds good in Oklahoma. Melissa says it's working. Audio and video again. Yay. Yeah, I don't know. And the computer's operating at a much better operating percentage. So I just rebooted the computer, and now Karen said we broke YouTube. YouTube's working again now, so I'm watching it live on YouTube as well, so it should work. Judy, good evening. Mick is here from West Virginia. Good evening to you. Lindsay says, oh, there you are. There I am. Angela says, I see you. I see you too. Karen, you made it over to YouTube. I see you found it. Very nice. All right, well, let's do this. So we're a little early on a Monday night, which makes it a little more difficult for me. But I think it's earlier. Earlier is always better. Let's see. I see. That's what Judy says. That's what you get for, getting ready to cancel Seattle. Well, if you're going to get snow in Seattle, I'm not going. That's just how it is. Let's see. Marie says, if I jinx it again, I'll step away. I don't think it was you. I think it was, I don't know what I think it was. I have a routine before I do the show that I kind of reboot everything and get everything going. And the 9 o'clock show makes it a little more difficult because it's just hard to get it all, get in. Mick says, how many days till retirement? Well, let's see if we can figure that out, shall we? Let's see here. I want to check. I think it's 100 and some. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure this out. There's got to be a way to figure it out, Mick. All right, let's see what we can come up with here. So Mick says, how many days to retirement? And I'm going to say it is 136. 15 hours, 50 minutes, 9 seconds. Hopefully that is precise enough for your answer. I would not want to mislead you. I want to make sure you have the most accurate information. So 136 days, 15 hours, 49 minutes, 56 seconds. No, Karen says 170 days. No, it's 136 days till the actual ceremony. So, yeah. There we go. So that's the deal there. So, yep. That's what's going on. So, very nice. So that's it. Of course, it's on FatDag.com, and if you click on that clock, you'll get a link to the RSVP where you can get into the actual, come into the actual ceremony if you're interested in doing that. Yes. Karen says 8/1 is the actual day. So the actual day that I quit getting paid for the military will be 8/1. But I will quit going to work on June 28th. Will be my last day of actual going into work. So I'll take the month of July off, still get paid for July, but I don't have to go in, which is way cool. Yay. So, woo! Mick says, Navy wife here and retired in 2004. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for that. That's very cool. My dad retired Navy, retired senior chief, so very nice. Cool. All right, let's do this. So the game plan is we go through, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes chit-chatting with you guys. I have episode 254 ready to go. I may have said it wrong on YouTube, but 254 is the episode. We'll get that rolling. We'll do the show. You'll get to watch it recorded live. After the show, we'll hang out for as long as you guys want to hang out-ish. And then we'll get this released to the air so you guys can have it in your app. But very nice. So let's see what else is. Judy's checking in from Ontario. Dan's checking in from Winnipeg. Minus 10 degrees Celsius. Ooh, it's warmed up. Yay. Minus 10. That's it. Yay. Good for you. I like it though. We've officially taken the show international again when my folks, my friends up in the north always check in. Very cool, which is why we part of the FatDag tour always will go into Canada. Regrettably, going back, not regrettably, but going back to Toronto, I know that wasn't exactly ideal for some of you, but Toronto is the easiest one for me to plan for right now. So to get across the border, we go to Toronto. I got my passport renewed today, actually mailed that back off. I didn't realize that my passport had expired. So there would have been a good chance that I would have come to the border and not been able to get across the border. So, whew. But anyway, I noticed that. So I sent that off today to get that renewed. So in 3 to 4 weeks, I should get that back. That will help considerably leaving the country, make it a little easier. So Paulette checks in. Good evening to you. Bev says, that was weird. A lot of it's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Snowy Pittsburgh. Denise checks in. Delilah's here. Very nice. And then I see a bunch of you checking in. So, all right. Are you ready for episode 254? I'm ready for 254. I think 254 is going to be kind of cool. Warner Robins. Lori checks in. Very nice. Lori, I wasn't able to make Warner Robins work. I made a mistake in my geography. For some reason, I was thinking that Warner Robins was an hour north of Atlanta, and it's just the opposite. It's an hour and a half-ish south of Atlanta. So that's going to make it even more and more difficult for me. So we have set the Atlanta date. The Atlanta date is the run is scheduled. If you missed that information, certainly it's on Facebook, but we've got that already lined up. It's the let's see if I have it's the Atlanta Mission. There we go. The Atlanta Mission 5K right here. So it says your registration was successfully completed. So it's very cool. Got that squared away. You can join us there. What I would ask you to do, obviously, if you're interested in meeting in Atlanta, let's do that. I would love to have you guys there in Atlanta. Quite a few. I get an email when you guys join Team FatDag, so I saw that. So very, very cool. Can't wait to see all of you. Daisy checks in. Good evening to you. Jan's asking about Minneapolis. Don't know yet. Come on, you guys know, right? I'm not a planner. I'm not. So there's a lot of things that have to go into these, and airfare is one of them. Hotel lodging is another one of them. So I kind of, once the budget shows me I can go, that's when I start making the trips. And so I really have, January's done, February is done, March is New York, April is trying to get to Phoenix, May is Tulsa, June is Toronto, June is also Indianapolis, July is up in New Hampshire, New England area, August is Tampa. That part I kind of have to, I already know. So it leaves Minneapolis and Seattle for late August, early September, and October is kind of the game plan to get those in. So that's the game plan. Lene says, I enjoy watching your travels. Yeah, then you're going to like my Atlanta trip. I promise you, you'll like the traveling. I had to make, so I'm trying to get the airfare to work out to get to Atlanta. Atlanta is an 8-hour drive from here. 99.9% of the time, I prefer to drive. If it's about, 12 to 13 hours or less, I would prefer to drive. But for some reason, this Atlanta trip didn't exactly go as I had planned, so I'm actually going to fly to Atlanta. But I had to make some crazy, adjustments to the schedule to make Atlanta work. So hope you guys appreciate. Those of you in Atlanta, you'll appreciate it once I get there. But this is weird. It takes me 3 flights to get to Atlanta from Indianapolis. So don't ask why. It's a long, crazy story. But anyway, I got it booked. So that's the good news. So it's booked, and we will we'll certainly get it worked out. Let's see. Lene says I'm in DFW. So yeah, boo. So yeah, DFW I've been there many, many, many times. Many times. So all right, let's do this. Denise says, no, see, I don't mind flying, kind of, I just, there was a period of my life where I flew every other week for about 4 years. So, I was home a week, on a week, home a week, on a week, did that for about 4 years. So, it's not that I don't like flying, but it's just more relaxing to drive because I can stop when I want, I can take detours when I want, I can do what I need to do. Maggie says, I'm here, was caught in the first try tonight with the issues. Well, welcome back. Cool treadmill, by the way. I like that. So, all right, let's do this. Episode 254 coming up. This is 254. Test, test, test. Get some audio here. Mic check, testing. Test, 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 testing. Here we go. Whoop, whoop. All right, cool. Audio looks good. Nora says hotel recommendations in Atlanta. I have not booked my hotel in Atlanta yet either. I am trying to because I've stayed there before. I am probably going to try and book into the Omni, only because I've stayed there before and I know where it is and I know the area a little bit. But that's going to be kind of my that's going to be the first hotel I look for availability. If that works out, great. If not, then I'm on the hunt as well. So I'm only in Atlanta one night, and then I'm going to, actually I'm in Atlanta 2 nights, but I'm only in Atlanta downtown one night, and then I'm staying over by the racetrack the second night. So whew. Yeah, Catherine said, let's try this again. Yeah, I agree. Rock Hill, South Carolina, Jeff checks in. Woohoo! All right, cheers. Let's get some water done. Microphone's going, to get some record button going. We're recording officially. Thank you for the reminders, always, because you guys know how frustrated it gets when we don't record. So, we have water again. Water is always on tap here. So let's do this. We have a very nice Chief Edition 2019 vintage water, fresh from the tap of Carmel, Indiana. Cheers. Yum, yum, yum. Whew. All right, let's move this over to here. Yeah, Lee sums it up well. My weight loss journey had technical difficulties. I tell you, you guys have heard me say this more than once. The computer side of this is my least favorite part of the whole thing. Trying to understand how to get this whole thing to work, the technical side of it. I have no interest in hooking up all the things I have to hook up to make this thing work. I have zero interest in playing with that technology. However, that's how this whole thing gets to you, so I have to learn how to do it. But, yeah. So, anyway. Lindsay says, that Indiana water is some good water. I agree. All right, here we go. We're recording, so that's good. Thanks you all for the reminder. Kevin, Stephanie, and Jamie are in this episode. Kevin, Stephanie, and Jamie, you're going to like those 3 emails. I promise you that. And then, of course, the next stop on the international tour is Atlanta. Cool. I'm excited to see a bunch of you already signed up for Atlanta. Keep it up. Nancy, I love it. So, for those of you who don't understand this, right, Nancy just came up with a funny. Lindsay was saying that the the Indiana water is good. And then Nancy replied, well, the Carmel water is. So, I live in Carmel. It's a city just north of Indianapolis. For those of you who are from the area, you get that joke. For those of you who aren't from the area, Carmel is one of those towns where it's just a very beautiful town. A lot of us believe, a lot of folks who aren't from Carmel believe that those of us in Carmel are a little spoiled. So yeah, the Carmel water is fantastic. Indianapolis water, not so much. Noblesville water, no. Westville water, don't even get me there, But Carmel water. Yeah, Carmel water I'm in. So, and Nancy lives in New Pal. So, the New Pal water is terrible. Terrible, right? So, too funny. If you'd like to come up to Carmel and fill your bottles out of my tap, you're more than welcome to do that. Just drive on up, bring a milk jug or something, and you can fill up on the Carmel water. I won't even charge you for it. We'll let you have free Carmel water for a little bit. Yeah, anyway, so cool. All right, so that's the game plan. Kevin, Stephanie, and Jamie, let's get this party started, shall we? Here we go. Lindsay replies, ridiculously spoiled. Yeah, I have no real response for that, because it's kind of true. We're still recording, that's good. Keith says, just wait for New York water. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 254 of WhysAdvice. Good to be hanging with you guys live on Facebook. We just got done talking about the Atlanta tour. Next up on the international tour coming up in Atlanta. So got my airline tickets booked. Hotel information is coming up next. I've officially signed up for the Atlanta Mission 5K. So certainly you can find that. I put a link on, the last link I put out was on Twitter and on Facebook, so you can find it there. If you registered on FatDag.com for the email, one email has gone out. Another email will go out about in a couple more days just as a kind of summary. And then we will certainly see you there that morning. So thanks for all of you who've already signed up. If you do sign up, go ahead and join Team FatDag. I get an email when you do, so I know exactly who's going to be there. We're going to have a pretty good crowd, so I'm excited. We're going to be there rain or shine, so no matter what happens, show up. We'll make it a fun day. So thank you for being there. For those of you just catching the show live for the first time, good to see you. Thank you for being here. You can always catch the show. You can watch it on the replay on YouTube. You can watch the replay on Facebook. But certainly the best way to hear the show is in the app. Go to your app store. Look for WhysAdvice with FatDag. Download the free app. Leave a review for the app once you find it. Let me know what you think. I get an email on that as well. But that, again, that's the best way. The cool thing about that is it puts an app right on your phone. There's no charge for the app. But what happens is there are days when you're motivated. There are days when you're dialed in. And sometimes when you drift away, seeing that little app on your phone may just remind you to hit play once in a while, and that may bring you back into the community, which is what we want. We want you to always have the motivation you need to set your sights on your goals and go after it. So that's kind of what we're after. This first email, you're going to love it. I loved it when it came in, and I immediately said, yeah, I gotta get this one rolling. Kevin writes in, and he says, well, dear FatDag, first off, I want to thank you for all that you do to support all of us on our various WW journeys. Whether we serve in the military or not. Thank you for putting together a string of podcasts back to back. It really helps my time on the exercise bike fly by. I was listening to one of your podcasts recently where you wanted us to write in about what we're most proud of. Well, here goes. I am proud of bringing my lunch to work each day and eating it. I am proud of my commitment to drinking a gallon of water a day. I am proud of my tracking daily regardless of what or how much I eat. I am proud of getting my 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables. I'm proud of me getting my whole grains in. I am proud of me getting my 3 servings of dairy in. I am proud of meeting my attendance goals, of doing some sort of cardio, whether it be walking on the treadmill, the exercise bike, or doing my kids' Nintendo Switch Just Dance, activating sweat mode. I'm proud that I had to get my wedding ring resized because of how much weight that I've lost. I am proud that my clothes are fitting loosely and I'm getting compliments from others on how I look. I am proud of being down 72.2 pounds. I am proud of celebrating every ounce I lose, no matter how small. My highest weight is 425 pounds. My current weight, 352.8. My goal weight's about 240 to 245. According to my math, I have about 112.8 pounds to go. Do I believe I can do it? I absolutely believe I can do this. I know that. I know that I and I alone am responsible for my success. So what is the hardest thing I've ever had to do? Well, that would be achieving my goals of getting an AA degree, a BA degree, an MA degree, and earning my license in marriage and family therapy, and my certificate in addictions counseling 3. I feel that losing this weight and getting healthier is somewhat easier, but not by much. It is mostly just different. I want to get back to my weight when I was a sophomore offensive guard in college. I want to buy clothes off the rack again. I want to play with my 3 boys, 10, 9, and 7, without getting worn out quickly. Right now, I'm 47. I've set a goal of reaching my goal weight by the time I turn 50. I'm working on taking certain words out of my vocabulary like trying, hoping, wishing, and struggling. I would like to adopt different words like intentional and deliberate. I feel like if I can remain patient, persistent, and laser focused, I can get there even before my 50th birthday. Sorry for such a long-winded email. Thanks again for providing us all with encouragement, support, and having belief in us. I wish you good focus, Kevin. Kevin, awesome job on the 72.2 pounds. Does not happen accidentally. Helen on Facebook says, you got this, and I believe that 100%. You do have this. You don't lose 72 pounds on accident. You do that by being deliberately laser focused. You do that by celebrating every single victory along the way. This afternoon we had a chat for the patrons in the Discord chat server. Every Monday afternoon we kind of get together for about an hour and we chat. And one of the questions I posed to the group was, what are you proud of? And often when you ask it that way, certainly everyone has a list of things they're proud of, but sometimes people are a little hesitant to share what they're proud of when it's asked specifically, what are you proud of? There's this feeling that we can't be proud of ourselves and we can't celebrate, we can't brag. And I don't know where that feeling comes from. I have some ideas, but the reality is when I ask the question, the reason I'm asking that is because I want to know if you're celebrating along the way. I want to know if you're proud of the little things like taking a lunch to every single day to work and eating it. That's a big deal. For many of us, and one of my issues was I would go out to eat all the time, and it's very, very difficult to eat well and going out to eat. So the fact that you take a lunch every single day and eat it, big deal. Having a commitment to drink a gallon of water every single day, big deal. You actually, that is a huge deal. You got to do that stuff. Proud of getting 10 or 12 servings of fruit. You don't do that accidentally. Proud of getting your whole grains in. You don't do that accidentally. There's nothing on your list of the things that you're proud of that happened accidentally. Every single one of them takes you dialed in, getting focused, planning ahead, making sure that the success that you're after is possible. You set up a game plan on how to get there, and you're following it, which is what puts you down 72.2 pounds. You did all of this. There's nothing on this list that I did for you. There's nothing on this list that the community did for you. Everything on this list is a prize for you because of the actions you took based on a decision you made to completely change your life. You are responsible, 100%. You know that. And you believe you can do it because you've proven to yourself that you can. I'd venture to say that in your journey to lose 72.2 pounds, you're not perfect. And you even said it, that you track no matter what. And no matter what the activity is, or no matter what, or how much you eat, is what it says, and no matter how much you track it. So that is where you've got to the point where you say, okay, I know I'm not going to be perfect at it, but what I can do is celebrate along the way, remind myself that I'm having success. Starting at 425, getting down to 352.8. Significant health benefits have been regained, and your boys, 10, 9, and 7, are benefiting from the choices you make every single day. You're going to be able to buy clothes off the rack. You're going to be that same weight that you were as you were a sophomore offensive guard in college. You're going to do all those things and more because you believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. Our community believes that you can do it. And most of all, your family is learning to see that you've proven to them that you can do it. They don't have to believe in you. What they have to do is see that you're doing it. Setting a goal of getting to your goal weight by the time you turn 50, if you've listened to the show at all, you know I'm not a fan of setting hard and fast dates. But I think this case, you've done a very, very good job with it. What I believe is that at age 47 now, you've given yourself 3 years to get to where you want to be, knowing that it could probably happen sooner, but you've given yourself the timeline. Often the reason I'm not happy with those who set goals with time and weight loss goals is that often, the journey isn't linear. If you lose a pound the first week and a pound the second week and a pound the third week, there's no reason to believe that you can lose a single pound a week for the rest of your journey. There will be days it goes up. There will be days it goes down. So you can't take a linear equation and do the math and say, okay, on the average, I'm going to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. I want to do this in 10 weeks. Boom, here's the day I'm going to hit goal. So you have probably done the math. You probably realize you can get there sooner, but what you've given yourself is the opportunity to say, I want to do this by the time I hit 50. That way I never lose track of the direction that I'm going. No matter how it goes, I'm going to get there. Getting rid of words like hoping, trying, wishing, and struggling is certainly the way to do it. Being intentional with your actions. Being deliberate with your actions. Having a plan, setting a plan, making it happen, waking up every single day, getting it done, and most importantly, celebrating every single thing along the way. And I don't care if in your brain you think that's trivial. I promise you, as you celebrate more and more and more, you look for more and more and more reasons to celebrate. That's how you change your mindset. That's how you get your focus dialed in, is you continue to look for the things that are proving that you're doing it. That is where the true success comes in. So, Kevin, keep up the great work. Super duper proud of you. I can't wait to see your next email that comes in telling me how awesome you continue to be and just working this journey and getting it done. So, congratulations for sure. This next email comes in, and this is a good one as well. Great emails on this show. I'm very, very thrilled. This one comes in from Stephanie, and she writes in and says, well, dear FatDag, like most people who write in, I thought about emailing you so many times prior to actually taking the time to sit down and put pen to paper or really fingers to keyboard. I'm a long-time listener and even longer time WW member. My journey started in 2004, my junior year of college. I had put on the freshman 15, which turned into the junior 20, and while I was home on winter break, my mom suggested we join WW. I had great success, lost 22 pounds, hit my goal, and became lifetime. I even worked for WW as a receptionist while I student taught. Through all this, I never believed it was a lifetime commitment. I thought I'd hit goal, and goal had cured my weight issue. I was so skinny now, I was a size 2. I had never seen a number so low in my life. So clearly, I was one of those people who can eat whatever they want and not gain, right? Wrong. I'm sure you can see where this is going. I graduated college, moved in with my now husband, and started teaching. I joined and quit WW many times, but never really stuck with it long enough to have results. In 2010, I was up to a weight I'd never seen before. I joined WW again, this time hitting goal once again. This time was different though. I did it online only, and I got into a lot of fitness blogs that were trendy at the time. They all spoke about intuitive eating and how any diet plan was a diet, even if it called itself a lifestyle. In that community, a diet is the worst 4-letter word you can imagine. So I started to doubt if WW worked. So, being young and dumb, I walked away from WW again. I committed to intuitive eating for a year, and I maintained my loss. But slowly, bad habits snuck back in, and without guidelines, meetings, or a support group, the pounds slowly crept on. I got pregnant with my first, and then my second 3 years later. Enter the real trouble. After my daughter, I experienced postpartum depression. Having no experience with this prior, I was really out of my element. I went on anti-anxiety medication to control the depression, and I ended up gaining 45 pounds in total by the time I rejoined WW December 2017. From December 2017 to present, I've been a true loyal WWer in all aspects. I've not missed a single meeting. I have not skipped one weigh-in or gone off plan. Now, sure, I've gone way over my points. I've had days I didn't track. I had a summer of complete complacency, but I never turned my back. I was always somewhat dialed in. On December 8th, 2018, I hit goal, losing 40 pounds total. Since then, it's been a real mind game. I was great through the holidays, but I struggled to get back fully on since then. After months of wanting to write to you, what finally got me to do it was that tonight, I binged for the first time in over a year. I can't explain why I did it today, but I went to the grocery store, and I was there. I just decided I didn't care, and I was doing it. I stocked my cart with a bag of Doritos, some cookies, a box of macaroni and cheese, and headed home. As I was doing it, a voice in my head said, "You don't want to do this. This isn't what you want." but I ignored that voice. And right now, as I sit here writing this, I have no idea why I ignored it. I wish I hadn't. I wish I didn't often push my true desires down with old bad habits. I'm not proud of this, but here is what I'm proud of. I scanned the points of my cookies before I ate them. It didn't stop me, but I needed to know what the damage would be. In total, I ate 6 cookies. I saved 3 before dumping the rest, but when I hit send, I'm going downstairs and throwing them out. I know I don't want them. I know they won't bring me joy while binging. I took a serving of Doritos and gave the rest to my kids. I'm also proud that I bought the single serve bag and not the real size. I ate a few bites of the pasta and got rid of the rest. It was not the binge of my past, and hopefully one day I can say binges are no longer a part of my life. This was the first one in a year, and hopefully the last. Well, some people may read this and hear this and say 6 cookies and some Doritos is not a binge. What makes it a binge is the mental part. It's like a savage animal takes over. I become consumed with the food. Nothing will satisfy me until I do the damage that I want to do. It's like an addict who needs a fix. I know the scale will reflect my week. Needless to say, I was off track all week, but I'm eager to go in, weigh in, and put this week behind me. The bottom line is this. Like you always ask when someone hits goal, I'm not perfect, and I haven't been perfect this whole time. I still have some serious mental demons to figure out in this process, such as why I sometimes just seem to give up on myself and partake in behaviors I truly don't want to partake in. It's like an autopilot of my old life sometimes seems to grab me and pull me into the past. I still struggle with realizing that this is a journey of not black and white as I learn to live in a shade of gray. Year 1 of this journey was all about getting to goal. Year 2, I thought would be about getting to my personal goal, about 5 pounds below where I am now. But perhaps it'll be about learning how to truly live this as a lifestyle, where I don't have peaks and valleys of good days and not so good days, rather a lifestyle of more consistency. Yes, I think that's my goal for year 2, to really come to peace with the process. I know I'm in this for life, and I know I might have days like I had today, but man, does it feel good to have the tools to put it behind me and get back on track. Thank you, FatDag. You've been a real rock for me in the process. I listen to you daily, and I'm so thankful for your service to our community and our country. All my love, Stephanie. Stephanie, what a great little roller coaster you've been on to get to where you are now. The end result for you is complete success. One of the things you have as an advantage to your journey is you have complete faith, confidence, and ability to do what you need to do to get the weight under control. We have to figure out the long-term success to this. But the ace in your pocket, the ace in the hole for you is that you know you can do this. So thank you for taking the opportunity to write in. Congratulations on hitting goal. Getting those 40 pounds off, significant accomplishment, does not happen by accident. I'm glad to see that throughout this process, you weren't perfect, because I believe not being perfect is actually the perfect way to do it. So congratulations on that. But let's go through this whole journey, right? So all the way down to a size 2, and then all the way up to your highest weight ever. What an emotional roller coaster for sure that has to be for you. But what you've managed to figure out is that this part of your life will always be a part of your life. So you're going to have to always find a way where you can say, I need to figure out what works for me. I need to make sure that I can stay plugged in, connected, and do this. A lot of us get into the scenario, right? We find something that works, and then we seek out a different version of that. And I'm walking that journey right now, I tell you, but it's a slightly different. I'm doing it a little more deliberately and intentionally. But the reality is we find something that works, and we get great success on it, and then we want to try something different. If what you're doing works, continue to do what you're doing. If you determine that what you're doing doesn't work, and there's different definitions of that, but if you decide it doesn't work for you, that's when you switch it up. But if you like the results you're getting, and you like the journey that you're on, and you like exactly how you did it, then there's no reason to look any other place for it. Call it a diet, call it a lifestyle, right? I've heard both, right? This is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. I agree with that. But I also agree that the term diet isn't a bad word. The term diet by true definition means what you're consuming, what you eat daily. Diet doesn't mean a restriction of calories. It doesn't have to mean that. It means you can have a healthy diet, you can have an unhealthy diet, you can have a diet of soda, you can have a diet of seafood. Your diet is the quality and the quantity of the food that you consume regularly. So the term diet alone does not have a negative connotation if you dig into the true definition of it. So throw that aside and let's get rid of that as even a bad word in the first place. Being regimented, eating a proper balanced diet is a good thing, even if the word diet is in there. Now, it takes us a long time to understand that there are habits in our life that led us to exactly where you're at now. That's what we have to understand. For many of us who start a weight loss process, the weight crept up to a point where it uncontrollably crept up. We weren't paying attention to it. We weren't monitoring it. There was nothing we were doing to care about it. And then one day we woke up at a number we didn't want to be at a clothing size we didn't want to be at a health and fitness level we never wanted to be at. We woke up there and it shocked us into doing something about it. That is when we finally say, I need to make the change. And so it's at that point where we say, okay, I'm going to now change my life and do that. You've proven that you can do that, but all those habits are there. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what habits led us there, what habits what habits are we willing to get rid of to lead us somewhere different? What habits are we willing to add to our routine to take us to a new place? There's some very real issues in having a child and a postpartum depression is a very, very real thing. So you managed to understand that and get through that, and so now you're coming out on the other side going, okay, I've survived all of this. And so now what we have to do is figure out, okay, how do we go from here? And what you said is absolutely wonderful. You had a binge. I like that in a sense where not the fact that you had a binge, but I like the paragraph you put at the end. You said, I'm not proud of it, but here is what I'm proud of. That mental victory right there is the difference between where you were before and where you are now. The fact that it happened is normal, right? And in a lot of cases that, many of us we can relate to that. Been there, done that, had it happen. The difference for you that proves to me that you're on the right path is that you're proud of what you did after. You're proud of what you did as it was happening, meaning you were conscious of it. As I said, when many of us joined, we were unconscious of the habits, we were unconscious of the lifestyle, we were unconscious of the scale, and all of a sudden something woke us up. You, during this process, were very much in tune to what it was going to do. You did it anyways, and I'm okay with that, because you still understood what it is you were doing. You knew the consequences ahead of time. And sure, you didn't necessarily want them, but subconsciously you accepted them because you had the knowledge and the ability to know that you were a little bit in control and had the tools to rectify it. Completely different journey than you've ever been on. Scanning them before, throwing half of them away, taking the bag of chips, eating some, giving them away. That is you wrestling with an old behavior to a new behavior, trying to figure out, trying to bring back some of the, aspects of your old life and trying to determine if that's a life you want to live or not. And you figure it out in the middle of this, it's not where you want to be. No, they don't bring you joy. No, it's not going to solve all the world's problems, but you've taken the opportunity to learn from this experience. That is where you're at. You understand the positive effects of your mental journey taking over, saying, I want to be different. I want this to be something that I don't have to worry about. So congratulations on doing this. There is that autopilot that's going to be in the back of your head. For so long, you've had this not caring mentality that now as you start slowly trying to care, you're trying to undo years and years of habits. It just takes one step at a time. You continue to do everything you need to do, work on your year 2 plan, you have it figured out, you can clearly do this. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to very much want to get it done and find a way, just like you have, to constantly remind yourself that you can. So absolutely, Stephanie, congratulations on all of your amazing success. I have confidence in you. I believe the way you've written this is just beautiful in a sense where you understand every single bit about it. You understand that it's different. And there's a difference between where you are now and where you were then. And that is the change that will carry you to wherever you want to go. So keep up the amazing work. Like I said, super duper duper proud of you. Keep it up. This next email comes in from Jamie. She says, Mike, aha, I did it. I refigured out my why. I joined WW January 2018, and my weight seemed to plateau in the last few months of the year. In total, I've lost 43 pounds, but I've gained so much knowledge in this process thanks to you, Mike, and to my fellow wingmen. During episode 246, Helen spoke about the positive thinking and being able to achieve things that were possible. Well, I've always been a positive believer and had a positive mindset, but this resonated with me so much more because as a mom, I want nothing more than to be a good role model for my daughter. I am the one she looks up to more than anything. So yesterday, when I heard the date for the Indy Ultimate, I made a conscious decision to be deliberate, and I set out to achieve this challenge, which is new and unfamiliar to me. I told my 8-year-old daughter about it, and she was immediately in a negative mindset. You're going to hurt yourself, she tells me. I said with a big smile, you have to believe to achieve. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. And the message you set forward, episode 246, was just that. Thank you for reaffirming my why to get it done, because I can do anything that I put my mind to. Thank you for believing in us and giving us the confidence to be the best that we can be. I've set out to achieve a goal, and I will get it done. My goal is to teach my daughter this, that anything is possible. Jamie, anything is truly possible. And so what a cool little story. Couple things that I think is cool is congrats, first of all, on losing 43 pounds. Doesn't happen by accident. You get that. You know that. You clearly are rocking it and making it happen. So congratulations on that for sure. Glad to see you joining us on the Facebook group. It's nice to actually chat with you as we're going through this. But let's talk about this from something from a parental perspective right now. Certainly I will not give parenting advice. I have a beautiful, lovely 17-year-old daughter. I had about 1% effort in that. My wife did all the hard work to raise her to be as awesome as she is. But what I want you to know is that think of the scenario if it were reversed. You're a parent and your child comes to you and says something along the lines of, let's say 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, somewhere in there. Hey, Mom, I want to be president of the United States. And imagine what you would do to that little mind if you said, not going to happen, give up on that dream, go find something else to do. Well, Mom, I want to be a professional athlete. I want to be a professional baseball player. You know what? Give up on that dream. Never going to happen. Don't waste your time. Go find something productive to do with your life. That's not generally how we are taught to be a parent. What we're taught as a parent is to allow your children to explore their mind and believe that everything is possible. Now, everything is possible, so we're not misleading them. We're just now giving them the freedom to explore their mind and do whatever they need to do to get there. And so somewhere along the way, society steps in and puts limitations on their journey, puts limitations on their life. And whether it's, it could be done by you, it could be done by society, it could be done by at school, but something happens along the way to a lot of us where we believe that suddenly what we thought was completely possible suddenly becomes impossible. And so what we have to now do is retrain ourselves to push aside what society tells us about what is possible and impossible and go for it. That's the beauty of this community. So many of us who started this journey severely overweight, we didn't even believe that losing weight was possible. Someone comes along, shows us that it's possible, and we slowly start to believe that we can do it too. We hear stories of other people who have tremendous tragedy in their life who still are able to get it done, and we go, okay, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So it goes all the way back to your message of being a positive believer in a positive mindset. Know that everything is possible, It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of hard work. It's not going to happen by accident. It's going to happen deliberately, no matter what it is, whether it's this, whether it's a different goal. Ask any single professional athlete if it happened by accident. They will tell you no. They will tell you they woke up every single morning on fire, wanting to hone and perfect their craft. This is no different. You got to treat this like it is your goal, it's your number one focus, and you're there to get it done. Believe you can do it, and surround yourself with people who believe that you can do it. And then so if for some reason someone says to you, you're going to get hurt, you're going to hurt yourself, you have the ability and the power to reply backward and say, no, you got to believe to achieve. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. Now, what's going to be the lesson in this is when you show up in June and you participate in the Indy Ultimate with us, I want you to go back to her and send a picture back and say, see, I told you. Now, go do whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you it's not possible. Don't let a single person diminish your dream. This is not about comparing our journeys to other people's journeys. Stay in our own lane. Just know that if you've set it as a goal, you can accomplish it. Make a plan, set a plan, chart the course, and go out and get it done. So you absolutely are on the right track to teach your daughter that anything is possible, and she will believe it because you are going to prove it to her. So thank you for writing in. What an awesome email. What a great way to end this thing on such a high note in celebration. So I want to know, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com. Click on the WhysAdvice podcast. Send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them as part of the show. You guys know the deal. This show is 100% user content driven. If there's nothing in my inbox, there's nothing to talk about. I have nothing scheduled unless you want to share. You can share it anonymously. I get that sometimes this stuff is sensitive. You can do that if you need to. But what I want you to do, and the reason I want you to do it, is by you writing it down, it gets it out of your head and it enables you to see it a little bit differently. When you then hear it, you hear it a little bit differently. And then as other people chime in and say, I understand, I've been there, I got it, it now normalizes the entire process. I want those emails to come in celebration because I really want you to be proud of what you're doing. Being proud of what you're doing, set yourself up for looking for other ways that you can celebrate along the way. The celebration along the way for every little thing that you're doing, just as you heard Kevin in the opening of this podcast. Everything he celebrates makes him smile. Everything you celebrate makes you smile. The more you smile, the more you want to celebrate. The more you want to celebrate, the more you're apt to go hit your goal. And the cool thing about hitting your goal is, I believe you can do it. I believe anything is possible. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember now that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Jamie says, daughter wants to meet me at Gillette. She thinks you're famous. Anything is possible. I'll just leave it at that. Too funny. Yeah, I don't know, but I saw your email on that. It's not going to be easy for me to get there on the 3rd, but I'll be in the area, so we'll see. I can't make any commitments that I can promise you. So let's see. Bev says you're still coming to Phoenix, right? Phoenix is on the list for sure. Let's see. Yeah, right. Lee says, can you imagine, honey, you're a loser. Find a realistic dream. Right? Can you imagine saying that to your kids? Like, what are you thinking? Daddy, I want to be a professional athlete. No, stop. Stop with that right now. You know what? No. At best, you're going to, whatever, you'll tap out here. No, you encourage them because you want to see the best for them. I want you to be the best of you as well. So, Maggie says, can't wait to get my shirt later this week. Very nice. I mailed them. I took them all to the post office today. So every single one of them, I say 99.9% of them that have been ordered. The pre-order ones, 100% gone. Those who ordered after the pre-order, some of those are still sitting over there waiting to go out. But I took about I don't know, a little over 200 and some to the post office today. Boy, did they hate me. Yep, so, yeah. Bobby says parent of the year, right? Exactly. Donna says, great show. Now, unrecord. Yep, we're no longer recording, so we're good there. I got that. Let me turn that off to save the battery. Yep. So, but cool. Yeah, so this is, Debbie says, did you get my email? Mine is titled Being Made New and Healing the Old. Does not ring a bell when I looked in the inbox today. Let me, I don't want to open my inbox. I opened my email. Hopefully it doesn't freeze the internet. But no, I don't know that I saw it, Debbie, but not sure. I'll look later. Becky says, looking forward to getting mine. Yes. They will, like I said, they all went out today, which was cool. I dropped them all off. So I can't wait for you guys to get them and then start seeing them. And then the cool thing about them is that when we get to the start line, everyone looks the same, so we can find each other. It just makes it that much more fun. So, woo, very fun. All right. On that note, let's see, 10 o'clock, 9:58. So after a couple reboots, we got it going. Connie says another great one. Thank you. Hildy says late to the party. We'll listen in on tomorrow. Yep, it'll be, so right now you can always listen back on Facebook. It'll be in the app later tonight. That's the game plan. Get that squared away. Workshop tomorrow. Workshop Thursday. I think what else? And then Wednesday we'll try and do something. So, Lindsay says awesome show tonight. See you tomorrow. Lindsay, I saw both of your emails. You know what? I'm gonna go on another Lindsay rant. Lindsay called me to rant, so I want to read a little special after show edition. I want to read you one of Lindsay's emails. Let me pull it up here on the computer. So, just a second, because Lindsay's email was kind of cool. Dun, dun, dun. Let me pull up my email here. Where is it? Inbox. Scroll up to the top. Debbie, I did get your email. Yep, I do have it. Deb, I do have it. So cool. All right, so here is Lindsay's email. Marie says, watch out, Lindsay. I know. Hey, Mike, I just wanted to apologize for treating you like a therapist. I know over the past year and a half, I've unloaded a lot of crazy on you. It's just that psychiatrists are so expensive. When I started this journey, I thought it was going to be all about the food and the numbers, and that wasn't the case at all. So when I was digging into this awful notes that I wish I really hadn't, I remember one of the times I was trying to lose weight, and there were many. So the point, I don't want to stop there because it goes deeper, but what I want to get at is the opening paragraph, which was perfect. You don't ever apologize for emailing in. Don't. That's why I'm here. No, I'm not a therapist. No, I'm not a psychiatrist. No, I have zero training in that realm. I believe in some ways you are able to self-heal by writing it down. And so that's why I think, if you send it to me, you've done the first step, and that's getting it out of your head and onto paper. Sending it to someone and having it read, different conversation, I get that, but what you understand now is that this journey is not about food and numbers. It has very little to do with food. It has very little to do with exercise. A bulk of this journey has a lot to do with this stuff. That's what a bulk of the journey is. So the cool thing is that I'm glad I'm here for you in that regard. So as you write it in, I think just getting it written down is where the therapy and the healing starts to begin. So don't ever apologize for writing in that. And that's the piece I wanted to write in, or a piece I wanted to reply to, is that aspect of it. Because, I believe, if it was all about food and numbers, then every single one of us could do this. There is nothing difficult. Truly, it's zero issue. If all there was to do was have a pile of food, eat this, and be done, and there was no mental aspect to it, then this would be doable by, we all can do it anyways, but it would be so much easier if that was simply it. And so So there's way more to it. The journey is about 80% mental. So we have to figure that out. And so I had a great conversation today that I was talking to someone on the phone today, and I won't share those details, but I want to share one little piece that we uncovered together. Actually, she uncovered it, and then and I picked up on it. But something along the lines of, right, when it comes down to multitasking, right, think of, there are certain things that you can do, right? But there are things that you can't do at the exact same time. You can't take a tub and ride a bike at the same time. Not happening, right? So you can't hop in the tub for self-relaxation and go for a run. Those two things can never be done at the exact same time. So whether you're the best multitasker in the world, those two things cannot be multitasked together. So going for exercise, getting a bike ride, going for a run, that is a form of self-help. Going, relaxing in a tub, reading a book, that's a form of self-help. Some of us, our form of self-help is eating. Eating is one of the few things, if not the only thing, that you can multitask with. And what I mean by that is that if you believe food is your cure, if you believe food is your vice, and you believe food is the piece that's going to help you, you can go for a walk and eat. You can hop in the tub and eat. You could be on your exercise bike and eat. Right? Eating can be multitasked into everything. So if you're struggling with, trying to, watch TV, you can eat and watch TV. You can eat with every other activity. So the point is we know that this food addiction is one of those things that we, if you had an alcohol addiction, you could just completely say 100%, I'm not touching it. If you were a smoker, you could say, I'm 100% not touching it. We need to eat to survive. We've had that conversation many times. But the next piece to it is eating can also be done as a form of medication. We believe that to be true. But we can do that with so many other activities at the exact same time. You can have the most stressed out day ever. On your way home from work, you can be eating and driving home. You can't drive home from work and take a tub. Not at the same time. So that's why this mental piece is very, very difficult. Lindsay follows up with food is fuel. Food is fuel. Food is fuel. That's right. And so we have to address the mental aspect of this. So again, I follow up with the opportunity to if you want to write it in. I really, just getting it off your chest is usually a first step in the right direction. So. Very, very, very fun. So, Marie says, so much of the truth on the mental part of this journey. Yep. I agree. Yeah. So, Bobby says we can't quit cold turkey. No, and that's not a new discovery for me. I mean, I've known that you can't. I said this in my talk when I talked to the military, right? And so, I love what the military's done. I love the opportunity for the military to try and help members of the military. But what happens is, in the military world, if I told the military I had addiction with alcohol addiction, they would send me to the right counselors. If I told them I was a chronic gambler, they have a program to help me, attack gambling addiction. And so, can you imagine going to a gambler, right? Chronic gambler, someone who's in hock up to their knees because of their gambling addiction. They're betting their house, they're betting, their car, that type of stuff. And imagine going to that person and say, hey, listen, the next time you go to a casino, place a smaller bet, right? I know you're addicted to $1,000 a hand poker, but why don't you just knock it down to $40 a hand, right? Doesn't work. Go to an alcoholic and say, you know what, just drink less. Go to a smoker and say, well, smoke less. So we don't have that ability in the food world. So we can't treat it the same way. We have to treat it slightly differently. I'm certainly not an expert on how to treat it, but one of the things I know is that, but by watching other people succeed, we find the strength and courage to want to continue. And by wanting to continue, we're allowing ourselves to figure out what works for us and make changes on the things that don't work. That's where we got to get to. So I'm not asking to be perfect. I'm just asking you to stick with it and make notes along the way of what works, what doesn't work. The things that work, continue to do them. The things that don't work, find alternatives to them. Wouldn't say it's as simple as that, but it's as simple as that. So very, very fun. So that's the post-show Lindsay rant. Hashtag Lindsay rant. So there you go. Bobby says WWE has how to treat it and support like this. Yep. It is one solution by all means, and it's a great one, and it's a popular one. So WWE, great program, and supportive community. You know, I believe the two go hand in hand. I believe the thing I really believe is that WWE is a great tool. The community reminds you to continue using the tool. Connie says, I'm glad the young lady in my one meeting was talking about you, FatDag. Me too. Give her a big salute and a high five for me. Thank you. Very fun. Very cool. So Bobby says, better than my gastric sleeve, right? So, you know, I don't know. You know, I've never had a gastric sleeve, and I don't know. I have zero issue with it, right? There are people where that has been a lifesaver, life game changer. So if that's you, congratulations, right? Didn't happen for me, and I'm thankful that it didn't happen for me, but if that's where you're at and that's the course of action you need, perfect. Save your life first, and we'll figure out the rest after. So Marie says, Lindsay Miller, I'm so proud of you for keeping on. You inspire me so much. You should see her in the meeting, right? She's fantastic in the meeting. So Connie says she will thank her. So very cool. Bobby, sorry to hear that. Surgery was botched. That doesn't make me happy. So glad to see you're here in this community as well too. Debbie says my story is like 8 pages. I typed it large to make it easier reading. I do that anyway. So what I do is I take, you know, when I print it out, I print it in a size 16 font, and I space it out. Let me see. I'll just show you. Oh, you guys can see it. When I put it in the Patreon community, I do like every 3 or 4 lines, I put a space. That way it makes it easier for me to read, and then I make notes as I write on it. So, yeah, that just makes it easier to read as we do live. So, yep. So, Bobby said, yeah, I got the first 48 pounds off, which is great. Fantastic. And then I'm down 110 with 20 to go, onward to lifetime. That's fantastic. Very nice. Congratulations on there. Lindsay follows up with, there is no quit in this girl. So, very cool. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Debbie says, use the size 16 font. That's the one I use. Yep, and I don't even know what it is. But cool. All right, on that note, let's wrap it up. Thank you for being here. Have a great Monday evening. Workshop tomorrow night. If you go to fatdag.com/calendar, you'll see all the upcoming workshops. You'll know when the next podcast is. You will know when the next tour is. Elizabeth says, just joined WW and first time here. We're almost done, though. We're going to wrap up in like 2 seconds, Elizabeth. Oh, no. Let's ring the bell for you at least. Ring the bell for you being here. So thank you for that. But you missed the show. We are an hour, let's see, if I clock, an hour and 4 minutes into it, and now we're done. But good evening to you. Welcome. Get in the Facebook community, WhysWingman.com. Get in that group. It's a closed group for just us who want to hang out. Download the app. Go to your app store. Download the WhysAdvice with FatDag app, and and we'll just continue to be awesome together, right? So that's the gameplay there. So, Marie says, good night, everyone. Glad I'm catching these live casts. Me too. Me too, Marie. So those of you guys over here, thank you so much. You're keeping this thing going, so I appreciate every little bit of that. We'll let this scroll for a little bit after the live show, but wanted to say thank you. Elizabeth says thanks and looking forward to it. So yeah, get the app. The number one thing, go to your app store. Get the WhysAdvice with FatDag app, completely free, no charge whatsoever. Get in there, and there's 253 episodes now. 254 will be in the morning. Just listen until your heart's content. It's one a day for 254 days. So Maggie says, good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Helen says, I'm up at 6 or 7 for gym class. Whew. I get that. So, all right, on that note, thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a great evening. We will see you, let's plan on tomorrow night. Let's give it a shot. Try and get this thing, at least a quick show in tomorrow night. That's the game plan. You know me and my game plans. I verbalize what I think. I don't always verbalize what I do. So see you tomorrow night, whatever that means. But thank you all for being here. Have a great night. I wish you good focus. Bye-bye.